Most people are tired of feeling trapped inside the ChatGPT. Okay, there is this mixed feeling of using this AI that can help you in a lot of different things, but feels so wrong at the same time. So if you're one of those people, you're on the right channel, because I'm going to tell you today how to gain control of this system. So it is not about carrying on using ChatGPT, and it's not about thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a better one. I'm gonna just move from ChatGPT to Claude, thinking that now I got more freedom, or say, okay, I already have access to Gemini. It's pretty good. I'm gonna use Gemini instead. No, that is not the direction, because each one of them is trying to capture you and lock you in their own system. And that is the feeling that you have that feels wrong. It's not just AI that is not good enough to, most cases. And that AI just so generic, so trying to, to please you that it's 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 it doesn't feel good. But also, one of the most upsetting part is that those corporations are telling you, this is PhD level intelligence, so it's amazing. That you try and you say, but this is an idiot. This is pure idiot. So that lie that those corporations are selling you makes you feel weird when you use that product. Okay, so I totally understand. Plus, all the mess that they're doing. Check my last video in why we need to rebel against this corporate AI. But today in videos, I want to talk about one specific thing: how to become sovereign about your AI. What are the steps? What you can do that it's easy. You don't need to be super technical to actually move from the trap of the ChatGPT window where you're locked inside that window to get to outside, having sovereign AI, be in control of your system and customize it in the way that you want. So there are a few things, okay? I'm gonna start with the most simple steps, okay, to do, just get out and start to be sovereign. But then at the end, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I'm experimenting at the moment that I'm really, really enjoying. So first of all, what's the easiest way? You download this app that is free, and it's called LM Studio, okay? I'm gonna just before before I tell you all those things, I want you to know there's gonna be a link in the description where there is a deep dive article where you're gonna find all the links and everything that I'm explaining in this video. So like and subscribe, and let's start. So LM Studio. LM Studio is a simple app. Simple in the sense that you download it and then you can access to local model. Okay, this is beautiful. So by using this one, as soon as you open this, it shows you the model that your computer can run locally, because some computers require a lot of power, but some model can run on your mobile phone, so they really don't require much more power. And in most scenario, those models that can run on your computer are fine, okay, are good enough. So let me explain why they are good enough. So have in mind that these corporations are building AI to replace human. Okay, so they need an extremely powerful, extremely intelligent AI to replace human. But in our use case scenarios, we are not replacing ourselves. We are just augmenting us. So we don't need the super intelligence, because the super intelligence is us. We are already more intelligent than AI. Okay, so we are the intelligent part. The AI give us the knowledge. Okay, and we can guide this knowledge to do things for us. Okay, so for example, what is need to be written inside an email, you need to decide. Okay, that is your intelligence. But how to write it correctly, that is the knowledge of being able to write. Okay, so I ask AI, especially in my case. Okay, think about I only work in English, and English is not my first language, like you can guess. So when I write, I always use AI to help me out. Okay, check grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, sentences that are not clear or too confusing that can be simplified, and so on. Okay, so when I write, that is almost on everything. Okay, I can write simple email just to just to make this clear. I can write simple email, but if I want to, something more complex, like the deep dive article, okay, it's everything that I write is come from my brain. Okay, it's my intelligence, my understanding, my experience, but I use AI to, to make it look good. Okay, sounds right. So what is happening for that kind of functionality? You don't need this super high level intelligence. It's not needed. Okay, a basic simple AI, an AI that can run locally on your machine, is good enough. Okay, so start like this. LM Studio, you download your model. Now you have your ChatGTP inside your computer locally. Total privacy. Nobody can read. Everything is there. Now you can do something even more. So in LM Studio, and together with all the apps that I'm gonna explain today, you have a chance to write the system prompt. Okay, tell AI how to work. It's like the what's the name? A custom gem, a custom GPT. Okay, where you tell AI their personality, how to behave, how to to reason and so on, who you are, for example. So AI knows about you, knows how you like to work. He has a specific personality. Can be friendly, can be funny, can be serious business, can be minimalistic, which is my favorite. Okay, have the personality that you give to this AI. AI is going to interact with you. Okay, this is free. You can do it right now. Link in the description with this article where you can find all those software. Then another one that I really like is called AnythingLLM. What does this does? Allow you to actually have much more advanced AI. In the sense, the problem with the LM Studio is that we don't, at least unless they changed it recently, we don't have a chance to have persistent documents saved as a knowledge base saved inside those models. But you need to load them up at the beginning, for example. So you can chat with the document, but it doesn't have a database of knowledge. With AnythingLLM, you can create this database of knowledge, and you can run cloud model like through API, or use LM Studio to run local model. So AnythingLLM can work with LM Studio or can work with cloud subscription. So let's say your computer is not powerful enough, or your use case scenario is not powerful enough. You say, okay, I'm going to use the API of one of the company, of one of those providers. My suggestion is to use Minimax. Okay, this is why. I mean, there is a lot of them, and there is LLM that are as good or even better maybe than Minimax. Minimax, what it does is really stable and is cheap and powerful enough to do a lot of the work. Okay, so that's why I'm suggesting that one is the one that I'm using myself, so I can say, yeah, it does the job. So you can connect to Minimax. I also give you a link, which is affiliate link. I give you 10% discount, and this is not the reason why I'm suggesting. Okay, it's not the reason, but nevertheless, I'm saying that there is a way to get a discount, and is a affiliate link. So with these two software already, you have a much more freedom. Everything is running on your system. You're in control. You select the model. So for sometimes you can use the local model. Sometimes you can use the the cloud model. But everything is yours. Everything is open source. It's for you, and sovereignty. Okay, this is the sovereignty that we need. You don't depend on those massive corporations, and you're not sharing your data with those massive corporations. Okay, they're not training their AI on you. Okay, what is yours is yours. Your secrets are your secrets. Okay, and this is the two simple things to do. Now I'm gonna tell you about two more advanced versions. So one is the one that everybody's been talking, everybody's been using, which is OpenClaw. Okay, and the other is called Hermes. OpenClaw is a multi-agent, really advanced system that can do a lot of things. Okay, can take control, total control of your computer. So basically, you go outside the actual context window, okay, and the ChatGTP window, let's say. But actually, now this AI is agentic and can do work for you outside the browser itself. Okay, so it can change a file inside your computer. It can access, those files and write software and so on. So this is beautiful. It's another level. And the difference with Hermes is more like a sort of single agent, lightweight version of OpenClaw. They are in somehow similar, but for these basic, fundamental basic, they're different. One is built to be multi-agent, much more powerful and much more heavy to run, and the other Hermes is more lightweight, single agent that can, even though it's a single agent, means it's one identity. What he can do, he can multiply those identity and work in parallel. Okay, but while OpenClaw instead can have different identity agents inside that do different job because they are specialized on their specific work. I'm working with both of them. Okay, if you know, if you've been following, I've been building Resonant OS. This is an operation system that run on top of OpenClaw that allow OpenClaw to do even better things. Okay, and that is what I've been experimenting for quite a while. It's a challenge and so on. Why those two things are a challenge? Because they are so powerful somehow that sometimes they break. Okay, that's the thing. They're dangerous to use, let's say. But if you know what you're doing, the danger is minimum and they don't break much. If you use to a really frontier level, okay, in experimental frontier, like I do, they break quite often. Okay, because you're trying to build things that are unstable and therefore create instability. But let me explain what you should do. My suggestion here is, if you're just started with this and trying to explore, LM Studio and AnythingLLM is amazing, but will be not enough really soon for you. Okay, and the best next step is to use these two software together, which is one is Obsidian and Hermes together. Why is this? This is what I'm experimenting now. Okay, like I said, I have already OpenClaw and this is my advanced AI, but now I, just for learning and experimenting, I'm using this Obsidian and Hermes as a secondary AI. What do I do with this? So Obsidian, if you don't know, it's a software that can be used as a second brain. Okay, it's inside there is just folders with your data. Okay, so you can save document and all your history. For example, I do a think aloud session. Think aloud session is me recording my thoughts while I'm in the park playing with my dog. Okay, so I record around 1 hour, sometimes even 2 hours of think aloud session. This is me thinking about AI and the project and what I want to do. So 2 hours every day is quite a lot. Yeah, for sure 1 hour. But so I record this thing. Then I get AI to transcribe them and then analyze them for me. Okay, so the transcription analysis become like content that can be saved inside this Obsidian. And plus there are other documents, a business plan, my, whatever project that I'm working on and so on. Obsidian, what it does is first take everything in order, but can create hyperlink inside those documents, so you can then navigate and find the logic and connection between all those documents. I'm simplifying. You should watch a video and understand more. But what is the point here? That you have now a place where all your knowledge are organized and present. And then you have Hermes that works with you to manage and extract insights from those knowledge. How do I do it? Because it's there is a secret here. So you first install Hermes, okay? Then you install, of course, Obsidian, and then Obsidian needs to have a vault, okay? This vault, you make Hermes folder be the vault, the entire Hermes folder. Now you have everything in there, okay? So you can see everything that is inside this AI. You can see the document that define the identity of this AI, the knowledge of this AI. You can see everything. Okay, and therefore you can modify. You can have a look about what this AI knows about you, how it thinks, and you can, because you can have a look, you can also edit, which is the most powerful thing. Okay, you see AI behaving in a specific way. You go there and say, okay, I'm gonna edit your identity. You're gonna work differently now, and you can edit yourself. But of course, you can ask AI to edit. You say, look, I'd like you to, to to be more minimalistic. Just go straight to the point. Don't give me noise. Don't pretend to be a human, for example. Just work as a machine. So you can tell this to AI. AI is going to change the document called soul. But then you need to trust AI. Did you do it? Did you do it right? Did it really change? So instead you can go there and check it with yourself and say, okay, I like this. Maybe I should add this. Okay, and that is the beauty. So you have now transparency, easy access to the identity of the AI, the protocols the AI need to use, and so on. And then you can start working on the memory. Okay, this shared memory, the memory that is yours and AI connected. So, like I said, for example, I have these think aloud sessions. Those are kind of files of me, the transcription and the analysis of those files, they're present. So everything is there present as a text. Now, also AI can see it. Now AI knows what I know. Okay, that is the beauty. So think about you start doing these month after month. Now you have an AI that have a massive understanding of who you are, your work you're doing, and so on. And this is the reason why you want a local AI to run on your data. Okay, because there's something that you shouldn't share with anybody. Okay, that is yours, should be stay yours, and so on. So that is how I'm working. But I did something more. Now, when I open Obsidian, you have this window where you are on the left side. There is the access, for example, to the single folder. You can see all those folders and subfolders. Then you click and then open in the center. You can see the document. Okay, but then I added this community plugin called Terminal. So through the terminal, you add this plugin and then you pin on the right side. Now you have left side, center side, and right side. On the right side, I have open inside the terminal Hermes. So I can see Hermes, I can chat while stay on the same window. So I can work with the Hermes and say, look, I want to do whatever this thing. Write me this document. I want to analyze this thing. So analyze, for example, my latest think aloud session and tell me what is the I don't know what if there are symmetries inside, if there is things that I keep repeating, because if I do, it means I'm concerned about it. Okay, and then create a document where you give me this extraction of analysis. So AI can do this, creating this document. You can see it, okay, in front of you. You can write those things. You can see it. So you see the power now. Everything is connected. Everything is there. You can interact with AI and your knowledge, and achieve things that within ChatGPT would be impossible. Okay, doesn't make sense. Now you have a much more powerful reality that run totally locally with whatever model you can afford to run locally, or with through API with this cloud model, which again avoid using those large corporations. Okay, it's not needed to spend so much money, and what they offer for this use case scenario is not needed. Okay, it's those smaller model are not as powerful as the big one. But like I said, you are the intelligence. It's not AI. AI is a tool that you use to leverage your intuition, your intelligence, your direction, and say, okay, now automate this part, do this for me. Okay, help me doing this, but not replacing you. So smaller model can do this work correctly. There's a lot of people say, oh no, this is your business, this is your life, this is the most important thing work of your life. You should use the most powerful AI you can afford. I believe this is a little bit of I mean, in some the logic, the reasoning in someone say, okay, yeah, it makes sense. If this is the most important thing of my life, what's the difference if I spend I don't know, $10 or $100, okay, a month? It's if it's the most important thing of my life, I should do it anyway, and that is the logic. Okay, and sounds like okay, rationale. It makes sense. In reality, it's first of all, it's not needed to spend those money. Like I said, you must stay at the center, because the problem when you use bigger model, which are advertised as a PhD level intelligence, okay, like you think like they must be super good. They're not. Okay, they're not super good. I've used them. I use them for years. So it's not like I'm just now advocating for these open source smaller model without the experience. No, I've been using those. I'm still using it. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not using it. There is a moment in case scenario where it's good to use them, and there are. But also been using local model. So I have the GX10. Okay, this is like a NVIDIA 128 gigabyte of RAM, so I can load a lot of large model and run them locally. So I have the luxury of using really powerful local model. So I have both. I can test them both, and I have, like I said, the Minimax subscription. So I'm testing all of those. Okay, from the most powerful to the least powerful, I'm testing them, and I'm telling you, you can do a lot with this local model. Now, on my configuration of Hermes, I'm using Gemma 26 billion, Gemma 4 26 billion parameters. Why this one? Because it's pretty big, but it's still fast to actually have a human interaction. Because some model that can run locally maybe can run on your machine, but they're really slow. Okay, their speed create a friction on human interaction. Okay, so we need speed. In some cases, scenario, we don't need speed because the AI work on the background. Okay, so in those work that are done in background, it can be even a bigger model that is much slower, but I don't need to wait. Okay, just it's gonna do overnight. It's gonna spend maybe an hour, 2 hours working, and then when it's done, I see the result. So there is different use case scenario for those open source model, but for the one that you as a human you need to interact, speed is important. So a local model, having this in mind, that being local means there is no internet delay. Okay, so the file stay local, everything moves local. So, but for this reason, it's already fast. But again, there is the token generation. So if your machine is not powerful enough, the token generation is slow, and therefore you stay there looking at these, word, the sentences that they create slowly. Okay, it's kind of frustrating. But so if you find the right balance, and in my case is there are two models that can work well. Is Gemma 4 26 billion and Qwen 3.5 35 billion. Qwen is more, for my understanding, I need to test more, but for my understanding is more for coding. So if I need to do coding, I will use that one. If I need to do like running Hermes, Gemma 4 is the right model for me. So I'm been working with these two elements, Obsidian and Hermes, and sometimes the feeling is, okay, shall I use a more powerful AI to actually set it up? I'm trying not to. Okay, so the temptation is always this insecurity. Okay, this small model maybe is not powerful enough to do the work that I want to do. Okay, it's maybe gonna mess it up. But this is the experiment that I'm running. Obsidian Hermes with the Gemma 4 26 billion. Okay, and so far I can't believe it what I'm managing to do. Okay, I'm really happy and surprised about the power of the system, and because it's less powerful, reminds you that you can't trust it, which you should never trust AI. Okay, but the fact that it's less powerful, it stay in your mind and say, okay, I need to check. First of all, need to check, and I need to think. I should not rely on AI on everything. And that is the temptation where you use, those Opus 4.6, and you say, okay, this is the best AI in the world. I should trust to do this job. Okay, so you do it, and then it messes it up. That is the scenario. So. I'm talking this about experience. Okay, I've been using this for. I don't know how many. Since ChatGPT started, I've been using ChatGPT, and when those other models come out, I start using all of them. Okay, it's part of my work, and therefore I use all those models: local, big, small. I try everything. So through experience, this is what I learned, and I'm sharing with you because I think it's important that all of us can escape that ChatGPT window and start to have something sovereign that you can build over time, which is, even though you see this, what I'm explaining to you, this Obsidian Hermes system, is less, on paper, is less powerful of ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT, the intelligence, that model is much more powerful. Okay, we are talking about trillion parameters versus 26 billion. Okay, so the jump is huge. But I'm telling you, with this architecture that you can design, okay, you can improve. Now you have a system, a really simple system that everybody can run. It's not complicated. Everybody can run, that allow you to have a much higher intelligence, because the intelligence is connected to the quality of those documents or the quality of your work. So now everything that this Hermes reason is reason on your reality, on a really high definition of collection of month of data. So that is what I'm suggesting you to do. Start with LM Studio, try AnythingLLM, and if you are really much more confident, try this Obsidian plus Hermes. You could replace Hermes with OpenClaw. You could replace Hermes OpenClaw with Cloud, what's the name? Cloud Code. Okay, there is people using Cloud Code with Obsidian in a similar way. So all of those things are possible. What I think about Cloud Code, it's not open source. It's really expensive, and it doesn't do so much better in this scenario, okay, than a small local model can do. There is also that I'm about to release. You remember the Cloud Code is being open source, basically. I mean, if you don't know the story, well, Anthropic, by mistake, show the code, okay, of how this cloud, coordinate these names, cloud code works. Okay, so the code was being released by mistake on the public. Now the public had a look. Of course, it's not legal to use. You can't use it, okay, because it's protected by copyright. So you can't use it, but you can look at it. And people did this genius thing. Okay, I can look at it. I can see the functionality, and I can use AI to refactor the code, because the copyright is on how it's written. So if you use AI to rewrite in a different language, therefore you rewrite the entire code completely. So now you have exactly the same functionality, exactly the same architecture that is not possible to copyright, and therefore you have an open source version of that one. So they did this open source version, but it's just a copy, okay? It's an open source copy of it. So it doesn't. You can't work. You can't use it without Anthropic. Okay, in the sense it requires Anthropic models to run the system. What I did, I gave this to AI and said, look, it needs to work differently. It needs to be able to work with my local model, with whatever API system that I want, and need to change a few things to make this happen. So I did it, okay? Now it's called R code. So this R code has a resonant code. Okay, this R code, of course, I'm going to share it. It works, but there's a few things that are not stable enough. So I'm trying to stabilize this, and if I can manage to do it before I post this video, because I'm really close to it. So I will link this in the description. So you can now decide to use with this Obsidian, Hermes, OpenClaw, or this R code. As a sidebar, you can have this, and then you work like I explained. I'm gonna share some screenshot so you can also see visually how it looks like. And yeah, and then let me know. I mean, I think this is the easiest thing to do. Okay, like I said, I work with OpenClaw in a different way, at a much higher level, but I'm talking about those people that just are trapped inside this ChatGPT and they don't know how to get out. Okay, now you know it. So check this deep dive article so you can understand and follow it. There is going to be all the steps, but then you can give this deep dive article to your AI, to your chat GTP, okay, copy and paste to your chat GTP and say, I want to achieve this. Now you're going to guide me and tell me exactly how to do it. Okay, then it's AI is going to tell you what to do. You follow the steps, and you're free. And you have your sovereign AI. Thanks for staying until the end. And I really appreciate all of you that are staying. I don't know, wait. There is one thing that So every Wednesday and Thursday with my community, we have those call, okay, a Zoom call where we meet. It's at 8 p.m. Central European time. Today, which is the day that has come out this video, and in a few hours after that this video is coming out, at 8 p.m. Central European time, summer time maybe we should say, we're gonna talk about this sovereign AI. Okay, if you have questions, join and let's discuss. I'm gonna show what I built so you can see how it works. And so if you have question, and also there's the community there, so other people can tell what they've been building, how they've been using those systems. I know people in my community that are using Obsidian, some are using Hermes, some are using OpenClaw, some are using whatever. Okay, they're building their own as well. So there is going to be an interesting discussion. So if you are free, you're welcome to join. Again, link is going to be inside the deep dive article. See you to the next video. Okay, ciao.